Welcome to Chapter 1, Lesson 1.5. This lesson is about using a problem-solving plan to solve mathematical problems. So let's begin. When solving word problems, you want to have a plan. The first step is to read and understand the problem carefully and identify what you know and what you want to find out. The second step is to make a plan. You want to decide on an approach to solve the problem. Step 3, solve the problem. Carry out your plan. Try a new approach if the first one isn't successful. Step 4, look back. Once you obtain an answer, check that it is reasonable. Let's try our first example. This topic is about running. You run in a city. Short blocks are north-south and are 0.1 mile long. Long blocks are east-west and are 0.15 mile long. You will run 2 long blocks east, a number of short blocks south, 2 long blocks west, and back to your start. You want to run 2 miles at a rate of 7 miles per hour. How many short blocks must you run? Step 1. Read and understand. Let's list all the things that we know. You know that the length of each block size. You know the length of each block size, the number of long blocks you will run, and the total distance you want to run. Notice that you were given some irrelevant information. The speed that you run at, 7 miles per hour, isn't needed to solve the problem. You can conclude that you must run an even number of short blocks because you run the same number of short blocks in each direction. What do you want to find out? You want to find out the number of short blocks you should run so that along with the 4 long blocks, you run 2 miles. So step 2 is to make a plan. Use what you know to write a verbal model that represents what you want to find out. Then write an equation and solve it, as in example 2. Solve the problem in example 1 by carrying out the plan. Then check your answer. Step 3 is to solve the problem. Write a verbal model, then write an equation. So let S be the number of short blocks you run. So the length of short blocks, miles per block, is 0.1 times the number of short blocks, S, plus the length of the long block in miles per block, which is 0.15 times the number of long blocks, 4. And your total distance is 2 miles. So this is your equation. 0.1s plus 0.6 equals 2. One way to solve the equation is to use the strategy guess, check, and revise. Guess an even number that is easily multiplied by 0.1. Try 20. Check whether 20 is a solution. We want to substitute 20 in for S and see if it equals 2 miles. When we simplify, we get 2.6, which is not equal to 2. So 20 does not check. Revise. Because 2.6 is greater than 2, try an even number less than 20. Try 14. Check whether 14 is a solution. We'll substitute S or 14 in for S and evaluate the left side. We get 2 equals 2. So the answer is to run 2 miles, you should run 14 short blocks along with the 4 long blocks you run. Another way to solve this is to solve it algebraically. So you would take this equation, you would subtract 0.6 from both sides of the equation and then divide by 0.1. You should get the answer 2 as well. Step 4, we want to look back and check your answer by making a table. You run 0.6 miles on long blocks. Each 2 short blocks add 0.2 miles. The total distance is 2 miles when you run 4 long blocks and 14 short blocks. The answer in step 3 is correct. Let's do some more examples. In example 1, suppose that you want to run a total distance of 3 miles. How many short blocks should you run? You can use either method that I have shown you. You could pause the video at this time to solve your problem. The answer to this is 24 short blocks. Let's try some standardized test practice problems. You are making a leather book cover. You need a rectangular piece of leather as shown. Find the cost of the piece of leather. Find the cost of the piece if leather costs 25 cents per square inch. So what you need to do in this example is to find the area of the leather that is required to make the book cover. So we will multiply 18 times 11, which will give us 198 square inches. Since the cost of leather is 25 cents per square inch, we will divide this by 25 cents. You will get correction. We first would multiply 18 times 11 to give us 198 square inches. That's the area of the leather to make the book cover. So because the cost of the leather is 25 cents per square inch, you're going to multiply 198 times 25 cents, and your answer is $49.50. Here is the written equation for the solution to that. So the correct answer is B. Let's try another one. What if a gardener determines the cost of planting daffodil bulbs to be $2.40 per square foot? How much will it cost to plant daffodil bulbs in a rectangular garden that is 12 feet long and 5 feet wide? So again, you want to find the area of the rectangular garden by multiplying 12 feet times 5 feet, which will give you 60 square feet. Since the cost is $2.40 per square foot, we're going to multiply our area, 60 feet, by $2.40. This will give us $144. So our answer choice is D. This concludes our lesson.